Hey VC, John here. Friday night. Had a day off today, so a lot more relaxed for me than normally. Just cracked open a bottle of Tins Ale. Let me see that. Apparently it's a cracker of an ale for the festive season. So I might tackle a bottle of Pinot in a bit. This is really just a quick update from on a couple of records I mentioned last week, and then a bit of record shopping that me and Harry did today. So last week in the Christmas video I mentioned that I had ordered the updated version of this, A Christmas Gift for You, which was released by Sundazed, or on Sundazed, I think it was a couple of years ago. It might have even been 3 years ago. Anyway, it came in the week and I opened it yesterday, and the reason I sent for it was that it was quite cheap. It was about £10 on eBay. I don't like to buy a lot on eBay, to tell the truth, because I'd rather just go looking for them. But it was only £10, including the postage delivered, and I wanted to, and apparently it was recorded from the original masters, and I wanted to see what they've done with it. Well, they've done an excellent job. This is the actual album. It is a very, very close and faithful reproduction of the original issue on Phillies Records. Again, I don't know if you remember that I said in the video that I had the second issue on Phillies with the yellow and the red, as opposed to the initial issue. This came out some months later, but this is actually the Sundazed version, and it is so close to the original. So if you don't want to be spending £50 and you just want to spend 10, highly recommend this. There's a couple of differences. Obviously there's a barcode there, and there's a little bit about Sundazed there, and just saying that it's made in the States. But for me to pick this up for the price, given that it is an American issue, it was excellent. And I think it was Brett that was saying something along the lines that Life on This Planet blog, saying something along the lines that he was looking for he may be looking for a copybook. And I highly recommend Sundazed efforts. So that's a Christmas Gift for You update, really, a postscript to last week's video. Now, because I was off today, got in touch with Harry and arranged to meet him in our favourite record shop, and which we did this afternoon. So, which much to the pleasure of the proprietor, I'm sure. Although we did have a little bit of an amusing aside. There was a chap in there who was, well, I don't want to be unkind, but he was being a little bit irritating, and the proprietor of the shop, Chris, actually refused to sell him a Curtis Mayfield record. It was so reminiscent of the scene in the film High Fidelity and the book High Fidelity, where Jack Black refuses to sell to a customer, that we couldn't help mention it. It was quite amusing, and apparently at the time, Chris's justification, the proprietor, his justification was that he needed to research the exact cost of the album. However, half an hour later he sold the thing to Harry, so he wasn't that bothered. But anyway, what I want to do is just run through the things that I picked up today. The first one is this. It's a Swedish band called Carp Tree, and I heard it in the shop a few weeks ago, and it sounded interesting. And the sticker on it said it's a bit like Peter Gabriel era Genesis. Well, it is definitely a prog album. They're a duo, but they have support with other musicians, and it is quite a big album. I actually think it sounds more like Fish than it does Peter Gabriel, but you'll know the territory we're in if I say either of those two names. But it's neo-prog, and it's a really nice album. Private. I think it's a private release even. So I've listened to that through once, and we'll be getting some rotation this weekend. Second thing I picked up through the discount bin, this was Harry's recommendation, Quarter Flash. Everybody will have heard the song Harden My Heart, massive in about 1981. The only mistake I made was I tried to clean the colour. It was a bit marked with alcohol, and it seems to have had a reaction there. I don't know if you can probably see that, it's slightly white. That never happens, so I don't know why it has. I cleaned it with alcohol, and it's just made a bit of a white residue on there. But anyway, it's not ruined. It was only cheap anyway. I got it for cheap. So it's, if you haven't heard this album, then it's typical 1981 production. The lead singer, who is called Rindy Ross, female, plays saxophone as well, and really excellent, atmospheric, early 80s rock pop crossover type album. So for £3, I'm not going to complain at that. Second one again was a Harry inspired acquisition. If You Go Away, John Walker, one of the lesser known Walker brothers. Now again, this is bought in the Rare Record price guide, which I did feature last week, which was this book at £25. Now I've had a bit of a two-way conversation with James, who watched the video, about our opinion of the Rare Record price guide, and we've both really sort of nailed it. We come at it from the same point of view. The prices aren't always accurate. In fact, they're often very, very inaccurate. What we use it for, we agreed, was to check the collectability. So you know that if an album is in there, it is a collectible one if it's not something you don't recognise. But this is booked at £25 basically. I've listened to the first couple of tracks. I need to give it a good going over tonight, but it does distinctively sound like the Walker Brothers in the 60s. But I picked that up for £5, so it was worth. And it even came with the Harry Taylor guarantee. I'll buy it off you if you don't like it. Were his exact words. Well, if that's the case, Harry, £25. So I'll be giving that some later. And then last week, Brett, Life on This Planet blog, featured a Pink Floyd album, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. And I got that when it came out, which was in 1987. I think I had it for Christmas then, so I've had it 25 years on CD, because I did just get a CD player that year. And I did say that I can't ever recall seeing it on vinyl. Well, of course, when you say things like that, what happens? Yep, there it was today in the rack. So I've got my own copy now. So that is the fourth thing that I bought today. So I was really pleased to get this in nice condition. The vinyl is almost mint. So again, I'm in on my own tonight, which is a bit of a novelty for Friday night for me, and it's great really, because it means I can sit down, listen to records, finish off a beer, maybe have another one, and then tackle a bottle of Pinot as I suggested. I'll leave you with that one, VC, and have a good weekend, and cheers.